welcome to Social Studies. So if you guys remember the last 2 weeks, we've been really talking about our country and our president and the Capitol and just like everything that we would find in Washington, D.C. We've been really working on America and our country as a whole for this unit, and we're coming to a close. Today is probably the last day that we'll talk about it. I wanted to give you guys a test at the end of the unit, but that's not going to happen right now, so we'll review when you guys come back to school, and then hopefully we will be able to take a test then. But in the meantime, if you guys could just turn in your workbooks to page 102 in your social studies workbooks. Sorry, my bad. Page 94. Basically, I just kind of want to review with you guys some vocabulary and just talk about some terms and national monuments we've been looking at and discussing the past 2 weeks. So, say it in your head if you know the answer, or say it out loud to your parents. Obviously, we can't have a back and forth discussion, but does anybody know what a capital is? The capital, not like a capital letter, but like the capital in our country. So if you know it, say it out loud, say it to your neighbor, to your sibling. So basically, the capital is in Washington, D.C., and it is the place where the U.S. Congress meets. So all the Congress members gather at this building, and it has like a round, like roof type looking, kind of looks like that, on top of the building, okay? And that's the place where the U.S. Congress gathers and they make like decisions and stuff. So that's what that is. The White House, I know we all know what that is. That's where our president lives. That's where our president and his family live. And if you guys remember from Friday, some cool facts we found out about the White House and some things that they have in the White House that you wouldn't expect, like really cool things. If you guys can remember, just tell your parents. Maybe they didn't know all the fun things that you can do in the White House. A Washington Monument. So the Washington Monument was built. It's a tall, skinny building. It kind of looks like this. And it was built as a memorial for George Washington, to remember him. That's why that building is there. And that all these places that I'm talking about are all found in Washington, D.C. Okay? The World War II Memorial. Does anyone remember what that is? Hopefully you guys aren't saying some answers out loud right now. But it was dedicated to war veterans, people who fought in the war, served in the army and forces. So it's dedicated to that, and that's why that building was built. And then the Lincoln Memorial was a national monument that was built to honor Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. So that's why that was built. So in my book, I know yours looks a little bit different. I have like a little map of all the landmarks in Washington, D.C., and it wants you in your book to create a map. However, I feel like that might be a little bit confusing because I can't see what your books look like, so I kind of feel like I would need to guide you through that. So what I'm going to have you guys do instead is I want you to draw me a picture, and I want you to label your picture landmarks in Washington, D.C. Okay, so take out a blank piece of paper. I don't care what color, just a blank piece of paper, and write landmarks in Washington, D.C. Okay? Landmarks in Washington, D.C. And I want you guys to draw me a picture and to color. I want you guys to draw me a picture and to color a picture of Washington, D.C. And in your picture, so you guys might have to look through your book. Your parents can help you. You can look. I'm going to link a video that walks through all the landmarks in Washington, D.C. and shows you what they look like. So you'll be able to see it on the video, as well as there's pictures of all these landmarks in your book that we've been going through the past 2 weeks. So in your picture, I want you to draw me the Capitol. You'll see it on the video or in your book what it looks like. A picture of the White House, a picture of the Washington Monument, a picture of World War II Memorial, and a picture of Lincoln Memorial, okay? So I want you to include these 5 things: the Capitol, the White House, Washington Monument, World War II Memorial, and the Lincoln Memorial. So you can go back and rewind this video and pause to see, but basically I want you guys to draw me a picture of what Washington, D.C. looks like to you. Draw to the best of your ability. I'm not looking for perfect pictures. I just want to see what you know and what you can remember about these things and what they look like. You can use your book, you can use the YouTube video, your parents can help you, and you guys should be able to draw. And then I also want you to label what each thing is. So if I were to draw a picture, I'd write the White House, the Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, the World War II Memorial, and I would just write what each under or above or next to each picture. You can color it for me, you can decorate it however you want to decorate it, you can add things to it, however you want to do it. But I want you guys to make a picture, and then we're going to bring them back in when we get back to school, and I want to hang them up, and everybody can see like the different work and what everyone else did in the class, okay? Lastly, I want to read this poem that was written about Washington, D.C. and all the landmarks, and the book shared it with me, and I want to share it with you. It's called Star City. Capital City, we mark with a star, place where our memories and monuments are. Bustling with tourists and traffic and trains, cherry blooming in the parks and on lanes. City with heritage, city with heart, city where citizens all share a part. See all the flags, for freedom they stand. God by his grace has protected our land. And I love that, especially with everything happening in the world, and it's talking about how God has protected our land and God will protect our land. He is faithful through every trial and every disaster and every hardship. God is there and he is faithful. And even though this disaster or sickness that's going on in our world that is not allowing us to be together, and for me to teach you guys, I just want you guys to know that God is in control, and he is protecting each and every one of you, and he is watching over our land, and we can just pray to him and be confident and feel at peace knowing that only God is in control, and no matter what, he will be faithful and sovereign. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I look so forward to seeing your pictures. I will write the directions too in that your parents can read to you in the email that I send, just to recap. So look for that, and then I can't wait to see your pictures of Washington, D.C. Thanks, guys.